Our facilities are either going through or have seen massive renovation. We are adding to the number of guidance counselors at each high school. We have opened one additional high school to ease the overcrowding at the D12 Memorial High School, and have put in place several new initiatives to enhance academic excellence. I beg your indulgence to return to our initiatives for the amelioration of academic excellence later. My esteemed ladies and gentlemen of the press, the responsibility to provide education for our citizens remains a prerogative of our government. Under the dynamic, visionary leadership of our forward-thinking leader of our pro-poor agenda, Dr. George M. Weah, we want to commit to making education available, accessible, and affordable. Allow me thus, in this public manner, to announce that with full funding from the Ministry of Finance, Development, and Planning, through the directive of His Excellency Dr. George M. Weah, MCSS school will be totally free for the first time in its history. I repeat, MCSS schools will be totally free for the first time in its history. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, as promised earlier, the MCSS have put in place numerous measures and brought forth several initiatives to enhance academic excellence. Among these are mandatory Saturday academies for students failing in 2 or more subjects, the conduct of content institutes prior to the opening of this academic year, mandatory free ECD at all elementary schools, a new reading initiative for our students from K through 6, accelerated learning program at all elementary schools to address the issue of overage students in our school. And we are going forward with the appointment of content specialists for better supervision of our teachers. For the sake of time, I'll end here and take your questions. Thank you very much.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, Honorable Superintendent. My name is Mark. I report for Liberia Public Radio Online Business Rhode Island. He said this is the first time that MCSS school will be absolutely free. Prior to this time, what was the fee per pay, and then what have been the improvement prior to this offering of free education?
Yeah, I'll answer that question. Sir, I expect you to do somewhere so that we will raise the hand. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for that. So the fees that was paid last year prior to my ascendancy to this position was $6,700. I have my team here to help me correct me if I'm wrong. $6,700 for the secondary school. For the upper basic, it was about $4,700, right? And the lower basic was what? $3,700 or $4,000? $4,100. And then the ECD was $9,500. This year, we have wiped away the fees for ECD, which was $9,500. But we'll still be providing feeding for them, and the students will stay in school up to 3:30, right? 3 o'clock. So for the secondary schools, will be free, totally free. When you talk about improvements, I don't know what you mean by the improvements.
Because since you are not raising money now at this time, has there been an increment in the budget?
Oh, in the budget. I'm pleased to announce today by the Director of His Excellency through the Ministry of Finance and MCSS have been approved to receive $1 million to run schools for this academic year.
All right, moving forward, please be recognized before you speak. Question, please. Honorable Emmanuel Jidika Gasso. Please introduce yourself and the institution represent.
My name is Emmanuel Jidika Gasso, senior report for the I first would like to commend you on the tremendous job you are doing. In your past strategic working, mention welfare of teacher. You also take into consideration teacher conduct, We got reports of teacher misconduct in violation of the handbooks in several of the schools.
Thank you very much.
Inappropriate relationship with students. In some instances, resulting in practice. How do you really want to do now?
Thank you very much. Good question. And I think most of you are following the press. This year, we fired one teacher for engaging as a level pregnancy of a student. So we are very, very, very much stuck on that. We have a zero tolerance policy. Towards the end of the academic year, we recognize that some of our teachers were caught in the act of taking bribes from students. Those teachers will submit 1 month's salary for others, that will be used to provide sensitivity training for them. And some of them will be reassigned. You know, we are in a very difficult time in our country, where the whole idea of these initiatives is not to really punish people, but give them an opportunity to improve and develop themselves. While it was my prerogative to fire them, I decided to take another role, to give them a chance to redeem themselves. So they will be going through training for 1 semester. Every Sunday, we'll be going through counseling to help them learn how to avoid taking bribery and harassing students.
Sir, good morning. My name is James Goodeflomo. I report for School FM TV. Sir, I listened to you. You're talking about free tuition. If you believe the entire MCSS school system is free, meaning absolutely no paying money, why students of England, Mary Burnell, why are they paying 1,900 if you believe it is free? Why the 1,900 payment is for? And secondly, what is your major goal? Talking about touching all of the 5 agendas that you brought to this system. What are you touching? The William B.S. Tubman High School is absolutely stay the same before your arrival. What are your goals in making sure that these schools are up to date?
So it says stay the same. What do you mean by that?
I mean the entire structure, not the teaching activities, but the entire structure.
I'll tell you this. So William B.S. Tubman had the $115,000 allocated to engage immediate engagement at William B.S. Tubman High School. So the money that already been allocated certainly will be the PPPC process to get contractors to go ahead and start. Let me tell you something. The problems that William B.S. Tubman High School are legacy problems that have been existing for over 25, 30 years. Nobody has touched those problems. It will cost us $3 million to restore William B.S. Tubman High School to pre-war levels. It will cost $300,000 to just repair the roof alone of William B.S. Tubman High School. So we're engaging them. But also, I think you should see some development at William B.S. Tubman High School through assistance from UNIDO. The vocational and technical education laboratories have received equipments that will allow us to commercialize those classes over there. So now we're not just being teaching students vocational education, we'll also be making panel doors, and other things that will sell to be able to sustain the facilities. Now, when you talk about what is the 1,900 used for, I have a paper right here. This is not from the PTA Association. The PTA Association, by tradition, wants to make sure that every student's health is in a very good state. So they have a health and life insurance policy that costs $1,000. The students, the PTA Association, from time to time engages in projects at the different schools. So $250 that they require of each student. And there's a PE t-shirt. Government can buy a uniform for you. It's a $400 for PE t-shirts, ID card, $200, and a badge, $50. None of these money will reach the corpus of the MCSS. It's to the PTA. It's not being collected by MCSS. MCSS is collecting zero. No money for any job.
Good morning, I am Jeff Jefferson. I report for Freedom Radio TV. I have 2 concerns. The first is you just disclosed a premium of $1 million that is in your budget, or is your previous budget, and then sustainability of this free tuition policy. What informed firstly the decision to venture into a free tuition policy? Is it only the monies from the Ministry of Finance providing some monies? Is that the money you debated received that has informed this decision to operate a free tuition policy at MCSS?
First of all, Honor, thank you very much for the question. By the way, I like your name, Jeff Jefferson.
Yeah.
Nice name. By the way, according to the Education Act of 2011, they say education should like be very free and compulsory. You're aware of that?
Definitely.
So that's one of the things that informed my decision. Secondary education is not free, but it should be made affordable. The Ministry of Education says it's a very small fee that students should be paying for secondary. I think it's 1,005. 1,005. So what we believe at MCSS is going to be very strategic. We will engage our corporate partners, we will engage our international community and the government of Liberia to, remove that 1,500 Ministry of Finance and make the school free and attractive. Look, sir, in this country, we are fighting a major battle. One the military and general American press. You got to join us in fighting that battle. Right now, we are losing young men and women, especially young men, to keke, pepe, in the rural parts, the gold mines. When we make schools free, we make them attractive for students to come and learn. So what we are doing, we are investing in the future of our country. We are making us safe at night. Because when these young men drop from school and go on these non-sustainable means of living, once it collapses, they have to survive. And they become visitors of us at night. And they become insecure for us. So those are the things that informed my decision to making MCSS free. And I've said this from the day one. When I took over MCSS, I said one of my goals is to make sure that schools are free and available and accessible for us.
Right, so thank you. My name is Mano Okun and I live for Sky. Thank you for everything. But then you talk about ELP, there's something that is welcome. But all have not been to school and then they may have the opportunity to go to school in life. Isn't that the ELP from the student in that as well?
Yeah. We have nice schools. In fact, my assistant superintendent told them we've had a very important meeting last week with the operator of night schools. We are strengthening the night schools. We are trying to make sure the opportunities in the morning is the opportunity to engage the students at night to the extent that is possible. You got to understand there are some forces that we can overcome. But yes, the LPL will be a selected. In fact, the night school will be setting the program for the ELP because now they're saying night schools no need for somebody for night school and be first grade and pass a second grade, third grade, fourth grade. But then they reach those, she reaches sixth grade entire. So we consolidate the whole first and sixth grade into 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3, which you can complete in 3 years.
Question, me? Or me? Okay, sorry for me dominating. Mark Down again from Liberia Public Radio online. Honorable Zawolo, recently you embarked on fundraising so as to revamp some of the schools that are in a deplorable condition. So far, how much did you raise and how far?
We didn't raise that much. It wasn't a very successful program. The concept was to leave the Liberia. So we'll be celebrating the MCSS annually. We'll run another program. Continue to collect money. There are a lot of relatives who have been used, so I can actually make exactly how much we receive. But those funds have been used along with funds received from the Ministry of Finance and Development and to re-roof several of our schools. We're in the reading season. Our school, Anna Air Personnel, they lost their roof. We're able to re-roof it. Actually, we are a lot more than re-roofing. The C. William Brunswick was re-roofed. In fact, there's a calamity there. The roof of the main building fell on the roof of the building of Mr. Cafeteria. So instead of repairing one roof, we had 2 of them to repair that. We just completed roofing at the G. Wilson. We are now at the St. Paul Bridge Elementary and Junior High School. We are doing not only re-roofing, but we're also doing floor. And we did re-roof the demonstration, Maroda Demonstration School. So we have those things done. We'll be re-roofing the central office here. And so we'll be able to do a lot of renovations at our schools.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Soup, and thanks so far for the work being done. I'm concerned about this issue of
academic excellence.
What's your name and where are you from?
Titus Emmanuel Dese, and I'm from Joy FM. So you talk about academic excellence, and it comes along with too many other things in terms of preparation. If you were to attach percentage to that, what would be that? One. Number two, since you took over the MCSS, what has been your impression of the folks you met? Are we talking about cordial working relationship, or is there any other challenges there? Thank you.
So yeah, academic excellence remains our primary objective at MCSS. That is why one of the things we do on a frequent basis is that we have our M&E people. I think my M&E president back there, he was just in my office today, and we look at data and statistics. All our decisions at MCSS are informed by science, research, and data. So it's not guesswork. It's not when everybody says, oh, the man is a bad man, go by that. No. We understand why the person is bad based on the data we collect. So one of the things we've noticed is that we look at our students' performance are not been great. So what did I do? I constituted an academic intervention committee. I think I saw my director of curriculum instruction somewhere back there. The committee just submitted a preliminary report to me. So we're identifying why students are not performing. So far from the report together, there are issues of there's an incongruity of what the students are saying, what the parents are saying, what teachers are saying. We want to see how we can go back and take the data to find some correlation. Because there's a difference between correlation and causation. So we're trying to look at all of those things to actually identify, but there are other issues of time to study, what the students are doing after school, all those things. So we are looking at all of those things. But then besides that, we are also doing what we think we need to do. One, we have instituted mandatory Saturday academic beginning 2022-2023 for every student from grade 7 to 12. If you're feeling 2 or more subjects, you must come to class on Saturday and get it up. Or sit there and study. We'll monitor how you are studying. We'll be bringing teachers there to help them to see where the problems are. Okay, so those are some of the things we'll be doing. We are also doing content subjects institute for the first time. Am I right? Is that the first time? Subject conferences, right? Is that the first time also? Since the war, first time we're having subject conferences. We'll bring experts. We'll meet with our math teachers. We'll do a presentation. We'll have a panel discussion on strategies and things that we need to do in the math classroom to get our students excited. The students are saying one of the things that they're not. One of the things that's causing them not to perform well is the methodology of the teachers. So we'll bring in an expert to talk about the methodology, and then we can engage. So we'll be doing that. So we're being very intentional, deliberate, and thoughtful in addressing the problem of academic excellence. We'll continue to do so.
Yes, the issue that has to do with the working relations since you took.
Well, excellent working relationship. I have excellent working relationship. The principal, the Teachers Association, myself, work very close together hand in hand. The principal, ma'am, I work with you. Principal Association. So I have a good working relationship with the Principal Association. My assistant superintendent is there. My other staff are here. We've assumed this position. We did not change one single person from the position I sent to our office, not one single person. Okay, we maintain out the senior management team, we maintain them. And we've done one other thing. We have instituted what we call senior management team meeting weekly, where we have an opportunity to discuss and agree on issues and make decisions by consensus rather than coming from the top.
Well, Zawolo, please, let me just discussion. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll come back to you. Please ask your
Yeah, thank you so much for the proclamation. My name is Renzi STU and I work for the LaPro News Agency. You talk about MCSS being totally free, what totally free, maybe like nothing attached. And you talk about the PE and the insurance. So apart from the PE and the insurance, there are no registration fee, nothing. You just
That is even a PTA charge and MCSS, and you have no registration fee. When you make a registration schedule, please. No, it's free. You pay the 1,009, that comes to the MCSS account. This money is going to go to, this is a PTA collecting, not MCSS, right? Principals? Yeah. So we're not collecting it.
Thank you. My name is Elijah Pine. I work for Capital.
So my question is, we talked about the welfare of teachers. All the time we have teachers from MCSS schools they protesting as it relates to their incentive.
Yes.
As it relates to their incentive or salary being given all the time. Sometimes we move classes.
What was that?
Sometime last semester, last year.
For salaries?
Yeah, for salaries.
Are you sure?
Even from the Columbia State High School, we came here along with the Minister of Finance and people with the you speaking of a real process, or the welfare of teachers, what are these strategies are you putting in place to work along the government that teachers won't be able to choose similar process by the way it should be before you come to the process?
Thank you. Good question. Fucking hard. So I spent a lot of time in the Ministry of Finance. In fact, by the way, I will tell you that immediately I even start getting the salary for the month of August, beginning Monday, as you said. Because I gotta do the dirty work. I have to go there and check on a daily basis, making sure so we do a lot of work for that. I have a wonderful team here. I put in a lot of work for that. That's a strategy we have. Just work hard. Be proactive. Don't sit down until the end of the month and you open your mouth and say, why were we pay on time? So we are checking on those things early enough to know. I was there yesterday, right? We were able to see that our salary has already been approved. I think the check is already, I think the check will go to the bank today. So by early next week, our people will take pay. And we continue to engage the Teachers Association, the Principal Association. It's a family. So we are working together. And so that's why we are accomplishing all. It's not so much about me. It's about the working relationship that we have built. We are trying to establish it ourselves.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, Superintendent. My name is Polly Brownson. I'm part of the Liberia. Listen, speaking of the system of MCSS being free, the government as well. I have 10 years teaching experience. Or can the 1 million now or make the schools, the MCSS schools be effective, efficient in terms of teacher getting chalks and teaching materials and administrator getting all of the activities, material they want to do.
Yeah, we already started, I think, when caretaker supervisor is here, we already started to get supplies, cleaning supplies into the schools already. Shortly we'll begin to put stationaries into the schools. This year, I want to make sure that all the schools have all that they need to run stationaries. We just bought a big, large copier. I'm in the process of trying to secure 2 additional photocopiers. I don't want my students to be paid to print tests. So we are trying to make sure we get everything they need to do. The $1 million is small money, but I think we'll go a long way to getting us to achieve what we want to achieve. We want to add more, we'll look for more money. We're not sitting down. By the way, we've had an opportunity to speak with the director of the United States Agency for International Development. They are committed to helping and work with the MCSS. The MCSS is one of USAID's first projects ever in the world, one of the most successful education projects in the whole world. So in fact, this year, sometime in October, we'll be celebrating MCSS at 58 and UC at 60, but it will be showcasing some of the best and brightest of Liberia who passed through the walls of MCSS. I wanted to add there another thing. People were talking about employee welfare. I wanted to let you guys know I'm actively working on that. In fact, I've been able to secure loans with one bank, the UBA bank. So MCSS employees have been able to receive, will be able to receive loans of up to $5,000, United States dollars, to help improve their livelihood. I also signed a loan with non-financial credit, also to give some small loans to the teachers. And we are still working with SIB to make sure we have loans available also for those people who are banking with SIB. So we're doing a lot to improve. And we've also made $10,000, we'll be making $10,000 available annually for small scholarships for MCSS staff, teachers, everyone. It's $200 here, $100 here, $200 to help them go back to school to improve their education. Yesterday, I was honored to receive a delegation from the University of Botswana. By the way, the University of Botswana had extended me an invitation to visit their shortly. so that we can consummate some new arrangements of them. So one of the things we are working on, we'll be working on the University of Botswana, so we're looking for funding to train more female teachers. I want to increase the number of female teachers in our junior and senior high schools. The disproportionate number of male teachers teaching our girls. Sometimes it doesn't inspire the girls that much. They don't have sufficient role models. So I want to be intentional of addressing that, of bringing role models. So we work with the University of Botswana to extend scholarships, training opportunities to our female teachers, and also in research on how we can improve our craft here at MCSS. So we're doing a lot of things to really address teacher welfare, employee welfare.
Okay, we'll take two more questions.
Yes, sir. Anyway, my name is Tar Garnett, and I report for African Actions Network based in Pennsylvania, USA. Two things quickly. I'm so much more concerned. Over the years, we've been observing a lot of public schools complaining on teaching materials, testimony of what we witnessed during our recent survey across Liberia, and making this entire issue of MCSS schools being tuition-free. It breaks our conscience to understand what arrangements have you made already with the Ministry of Education, through the Ministry of Finance as well, to ensure that teaching materials are provided. Into problems asking students to pay money for text printing and what have you. That is one. Two, quickly. I want your honest opinion on a current award given to the best principal of Liberia and the best teacher of Liberia. Thank you, sir.
So the $1 million that I'm part of the effort of beginning schools, providing the students of the school needs. They want to know from you. Answer that question.
I think Jeff asked a question previously. I'm just buttressing what was a previous budgetary allotment before the $1 million.
So first of all, the money that we're getting is not usually extra funding that the Ministry of Finance. And this budget was $3.8 million. 3.7 million of that goes to salary. So you get 182,000 on the ONGS. The government of Liberia showed me when I was being asked to come and take this place that we will fund my initiatives. So that's what the government of Liberia funded my initiative. For the entire part of my life, I advocated for free schools. Not just in Liberia, all over the world. People should not be paying for what the government says you get. Government says we want a citizen to be educated. So why should people pay for what government wants to get, for them to get? So no. So that's how we are getting there. We're going to show you that we continue to look for the fundings to make sure the schools are free. We supply our schools with what they need. Right now, we are even exploring a formula that we'll be using to give the principals money also, so they can have that money in-house. So we're thinking about maybe per student, based on per student. Say the school has 1,000 students, maybe we say 2,000 per student, give that school 2,000 for the little cash, or maybe 4,000, something. So we're working on to make sure that people are not asking those students to pay money. So we're working on those things. So definitely we're working on. What's the next one?
The awards.
Thank you, sir. The award. The award. The award. The awards. First of all, I was on the awards committee. And if there's anything that has been very transparent in Liberia, that committee work was very transparent. We send out a notice, put up a billboard, we'll post us all in the 15 counties, strategic places, and encourage people to participate in the live. Now, you can only choose from the available. Now, there were criteria set. You were supposed to submit your degree, your certificate, you were supposed to submit any documentation of any award won, and you were supposed to answer to questions in the form of an essay, your philosophy or teaching, and different things. And people responded. And I can tell you 100% that the person who was selected as the best teacher was by far the best. By far the best. Not even close. The person who was appointed as the principal was by far the best. The process was very, very transparent. You know, people doubt things in Nigeria. Many people doubt that we're going to leave the house. or $1 million. They didn't apply. I tell you one thing, next year, more people will apply. More people will apply, and I'm sure it'll be very competitive. But the young woman, I think she will be, her name will be submitted to in the pool for Africa's Best Teacher. I won't be surprised if she wins the award for Africa's Best Teacher or the world's best teacher. Very competent. One of the mistakes to make here, people say that you have a young person beating people who've been teaching for 30 years. What if the people who've been teaching for 30 years never apply? Two, who told you that we teach for 30 years means good? Experience doesn't, years of service doesn't equate to competent experience. There are some people who have bad experience. They've been doing the same thing over and over, bad stuff over and over, they're learning bad experience. So years of service longevity doesn't equate to good experience. So all right, I'll tell you one thing, take it from me. I'm part of that committee and I'm thinking about redacting all of the submissions. That means we'll black up the names of the people and then we'll make it public. So people can go and read and see what people wrote and how the person who was selected in the spirit of open and fair disclosure, so we can put to rest any possibility or thoughts that there was any kind of thing. Listen, I'm a public school man. You think I wanted for private school person to win? But I have to be fair. You think I didn't want MCSS to get the win? We got to be fair. So that young lady was the best. You know, one of the things to press, they didn't know the press. I'm sorry that you guys are not even invited that woman yet, the young girl. I didn't invite her to appear on any one of your shows. Have you? Has she appeared on one of your shows since you won an award? You answer me, please. I'm being the
Experience, she said you with me on Tuesday.
Tuesday with you, at least you. But now, that girl should already be in the press. You don't think so? But all the shows are about politics. So the most important event in Liberia, where a young woman under 25 years of age is becoming the nation's best teacher, first time in the history of the country, you don't celebrate it. You know by calling that girl to the difference, you know what you're going to be doing? You'll be inspiring young people to go into the teaching profession. So these vultures up there who are destroying our young girls in the school, we have competition. Young people will be going to education institution, graduating, and then we want to come and take up roles in our schools. And then we start to address the issue of sexual harassment. I'll be monitoring and watching that. Am I wrong? No. It's good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't ask this question, so I wanted to address this one question. I got was it a OK FM that spent a whole day berating us for uniforms, for talking to us. I will thank them because at least they gave me the opportunity to go there and verify and broadcast. So look, people have been talking about MCSS having uniforms and selling uniforms. We are making uniforms available at MCSS schools for purchase. Students are free to go and buy uniform. So this is the new MCSS high school uniform. Okay, this is going to be the new uniform. Maroon and white. All MCSS schools wear the same uniform. High school wear the same uniform. The name of the school will be placed on it like that. So it's maroon and white. That's for the high school. Okay. All right. This is the one. It hasn't been soon yet. This is the one will be soon for the ECDs. The pants or the skirt or the jumper and the shirt. ECDs. No change. This is the same thing we were using before. This is the one, blue and white will be used for elementary school. And by the way, we changed the uniform from being shirt that you can tuck in to buy shirts. The reason for buy shirts to make the kids free. Elementary school, when you go to school, you're going to move around and be free to move. Okay, that's the girls' one, right? That's how the girls' blouse will look. And the skirt, the jumpers for sure, man. Okay, so this is the one for junior high schools, green and white. It will be bi-shirts again. So that issue about siding and not having belts, all those things will be put aside. And this one is the same thing. This is the girls for high school. So we're making these uniforms available at our schools. So the parents are free to buy anywhere if they want. But the cost we have here is ECD is going to cost $10. ECD to 30 is $10. You check out the market for the quality material we are using. It's the best quality. You won't find this quality in the market for $10. You find it for a higher price. 4th grade to 9th grade, the 4th grade all the way to 11th grade, the cost is $13. And for the 12th graders, we're only paying $40. I dare you, they're going to find any materials of this quality of the same price. I don't know whether you guys watch the fact day. The young man who trousers became a sky, right? Tall, poor quality material. The guy trousers the whole thing ripped. Very embarrassing and shameful. These materials, we can guarantee you that you wouldn't go through that. But parents are free to buy them in the investment. We're making it available now. It's about customizing and making it affordable for our children. So I hope you guys will carry that message. Now, you come to school, you don't buy it from us, you don't keep your you don't buy your uniform, this is specification. They're fine.
Thank you. All right. Thank you for coming. This is how I would like to come to the end of this all important press conference. Thank you very much.
Just listening to the press statement, the question and answer period here at the Monrovia Conservative Gospel System. This is African Actions Network. You can kindly share the broadcast if you may. My name is Saye-Lakpoh. You can stick it from studio.
Are you going to? All right.
Studio, hope you can take control. Well, I've heard the issue of the 5 pillars on which MCSS is for a couple of years. That's the tenure of the MCSS bosses. You heard of new uniforms, you heard of bags from the just ended awards given to the principal and teacher. So, for 2A Radio TV, my name is Saye-Lakpoh. Thanks for following.